With previously being a Psych RN and now a psychiatric nurse practitioner, I can tell you being a Psych RN was the best decision I've made in my life to this day. There's so many different benefits that I gained from being a psych nurse that it started to positively impact the career path that I've made. And I can't tell you how many benefits it has, but in this video, I'm going to be going over 5. Yes, 5 amazing benefits of being a Psych RN. So let's go. Welcome back to the channel, LifeofaPsychNP. If you are new to this channel, let me formally introduce myself. I'm Darty. I'm a board-certified psychiatric nurse practitioner, and in this channel, I go over several different subjects to educate the public about mental health, ways to improve your lifestyle, topics related to nursing, nurse practitioners, and specifically psychiatric nurse practitioners like myself. So if you are interested in any of these topics, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you like this video because it helps me out so much. Make sure you like it. And if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at LifeofaPsychNP. So, you probably clicked this video because you're interested in going into psych nursing. Either you're an experienced nurse wanting to go into psych, or you're already a new grad and you're trying to figure out if psych nursing is the first specialty you want to get into. And yes, you probably heard it already that you shouldn't go to psych or straight out of school because you're going to lose all of your skills. There's so many different excuses that so many people have, whether it's you're going to get crazy, you're going to lose your skills, you're not going to get paid enough, or you're going to have a crappy schedule. There's so many different excuses that people will always tell you, but at the end of the day, you have to determine if it's best for you or not. And I was in that same exact position. As a new grad, everyone told me not to go into psych, and so that's why I started looking for med-surg jobs. But I saw an opening and I figured why not try it out, because I've always loved psych, especially during nursing school, so might as well just try it out. And lo and behold, I absolutely loved it. And in this video, I'm going to be going over the 5 amazing benefits of being a Psych RN and why it could impact you positively at the end of the day, regardless of what role you want to be in within nursing. So let's go. And before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Janu because they actually sent me some scrubs and they gave me a discount code for all of you guys. And peep out their new scrubs. It looks super nice, fits really well, and yeah, just definitely check them out. They are way better compared to their previous scrubs. I'm not saying their previous scrubs are bad, but these scrubs are top notch. So definitely check them out and make sure you use my discount code below for some money off. And yeah, take care, you guys. They did it specifically for you guys, so make sure you use that code. So the very first amazing benefit of being Psych RN is your increased job satisfaction. And typically speaking, when you talk to any psych nurse, they're going to tell you that they at least love a certain part of what they do. And for the most part, a lot of people love what they do when working in psych because we get to take care of a vulnerable population, and there's so many different aspects of mental health nursing that we get to take on. We get to do the medication side, we get to do the communication side, and we get to do the intervention side. There's so many different things that we can do as psych nurses, and generally speaking, a lot of psych nurses love what they do and they're satisfied with their job. So definitely think about that one. So the second amazing benefit of being a Psych RN is you get to improve your communication skills. Not only do you get to understand how the process works of talking to patients, but you get to be able to understand the therapeutic communication role that we play when it comes to patient care. We get to therapeutically communicate with patients. We get to understand how to communicate with PAs, NPs, social workers, psychiatrists, so many different members of the team that we have to understand how to communicate appropriately with each member in order to provide the highest quality of care for our patients. And not only do you get to talk to the team plus the patients, but you get to talk to their family members. Maybe you get to talk to their lawyers. Maybe you get to talk to other people that are involved in their care. And ultimately, the more exposure you get to talking to all of these people, it's going to impact and positively impact how you perform moving forward. So even if you get out of psych nursing and you go into the ICU, med-surg, ER, pediatric, L&D, whatever role you get into, it's going to impact how you perform and how you speak to all these other team members, and ultimately it's gonna improve upon your skills to be able to be the best nurse that you can be. So you definitely think about that. So the third amazing benefit of being a Psych RN is you get to help serve the underserved. Think about it, you get to serve the underserved. And if you're big on helping the underserved population, if you're big on wanting to make a huge impact on the underserved population, then this is the role that you can be in as a nurse. If you love being able to work with a team that's going to positively impact the lives of the underserved, this is a great role. And that's the reason why I wanted to get into nursing in the first place, is I wanted to help the underserved population. I wanted to give back to the patient that belonged to a population that didn't necessarily receive the care that they deserved. And I wanted to be part of this process. And as a psych nurse, you get to deal with this population. You get to provide them empathy, compassion, and support. You get to provide all of these things and provide them the opportunity to better their lives, and you can do it within this step by being able to take care of their mental health needs so they can clear that up and be able to move on to getting jobs, to moving to a different place, things like that, just getting back to normal. And this is the way that you can as a psych nurse. So the fourth amazing benefit of being a Psych RN is you get to make a positive impact on patients in their most vulnerable time. Think about that. Not only do you get to serve the underserved, but you get to help patients in their most vulnerable time. You get to make that positive impact through communication, through medication management, through therapy, through being able to just provide the support that they need and the compassion that they need in order to help this population of patients. And as a psych nurse, you get to be able to do that. A lot of nursing on the other end of the other specialties, they think psych nurses are lazy, but we have a whole different style, and we get to be able to make that impact when patients hit rock bottom, whether they're super severe in their depression, maybe they're super anxious, maybe they're psychotic or super manic. We get to be able to make that impact through all of those different modalities that I mentioned in order for them to return to their normal state and get back to work, get back to their families, or maybe get their shelter that they need to go to, or wherever they need to go to. You get to make that positive impact within this vulnerable population. So definitely think about that. So the fifth and final amazing benefit of being a Psych RN is you get to be part of the dream team, meaning you're going to be part of the mental health team that's going to take care of these patients. You get to partner up with psychiatrists, nurse practitioners, PAs, social workers, caseworkers, mental health workers, LVNs, LPTs, everyone that's involved in the care. You get to team up with them and provide care planning. When you're coming up with ideas on how to take care of this patient, on what the next steps are, you get to make that impact within that. And you get to understand how each team member works. And when you start to understand how each team member works, you're gonna be able to get the strengths from each team member in order for you to ultimately make the greatest impact for the patient. And you can kind of brainstorm and anticipate how to help these patients out, because let's face it, if you discharge them and you don't discharge the patient appropriately, they're just going to end up back in the hospital again, or in the ER again, or the urgent care again. So you have to plan accordingly and get all the positives of each of these different team members and then bring it out to make sure that the patient gets the best care possible. And ultimately, you're a huge impact, and you're going to be a huge component when providing care for these patients. So definitely think about that. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to give you a better perspective on why I absolutely love being a psych nurse and the impact I can make as a psych nurse. And this is the reason why I wanted to make this video, because there's not that many videos out there showing why psych nursing is amazing. And at the end of the day, I wanted to show you why it's so beneficial to be a psych nurse. Not only do you get to serve the underserved or a certain vulnerable population, but you also get to develop so many different skills. You get to develop communication skills, critical thinking skills. You get to be part of a team-based approach. And at the end of the day, this is going to make the biggest impact moving forward, not only for your patients, but for your career, whether you go into ICU, ER, or you stay into psych, or you become a psych NP. This is going to be the most beneficial for you. So if you're already on the fence, please consider being a psych nurse. This population needs you, and at the end of the day, you're going to be making a bigger impact on their lives and then on yourselves compared to maybe any other specialty. No, maybe not that, but you're still going to be able to make an impact in other specialties, don't get me wrong, but I want you to be able to make an impact on the underserved population. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to shed light and persuade you, maybe even convince you to choose psych nursing overall. As always guys, have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye!